Good morning, y'all. It is Wednesday, December the 6th. It is a cold 6 o'clock in the morning here in North Central Texas. My name is Jennifer. I am the Curly Stitcher here on YouTube and Instagram and just about anywhere else I have a social media account. My pronouns are she, her. Welcome. It's been a while since I've been on here, but I hope you all have been doing well. I'm actually going to keep this one brief today. I've had a lot of thoughts definitely the last 8 weeks or so, in light of world events, but more importantly, I've had a lot of thoughts probably since the last time I sat down to record. That's not to say that I'm not going to record anymore or anything like that, but I think once the holidays hit, for me personally, and for those I know in my personal life, things get a bit different. Things change. If y'all are new here for the first time, welcome. For those of y'all that have been here, thank you for watching. I will start by saying this year has been hard. It's been hard for me personally. I have lost family members. I have lost pets. I have watched others in my family go through those same losses, and with different results. But then I've sat throughout the year and watched people I care about, people I call friends, who've also lost loved ones, who've also lost family members, pets. And then I've continued to sit and watch the world as it's lost loved ones and children and wives and brothers and sisters and husbands and fathers and mothers, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot for all of us. So I have not, since the last time I recorded, felt much in the way of not necessarily sharing what I do on this channel mostly, which is knitting, cross stitch, crochet, those kinds of things. But I have wanted to take the time that I would normally use sitting here recording to redirect that time, because every moment is valuable at this point in the world, to amplify the voices of millions, thousands of millions, who are currently being affected by the genocides all around the world. And the situation in Gaza especially has just made me realize that whether over there or right here at home, my time and my voice and my contributions to the world are more important, being redirected to the organizations and the people who I feel are important and need my attention most. So, having said all that, yes, I've been cross-stitching. Yes, I've had a few finishes. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. And those things, for the most part, can be, details can be found on my Instagram, which is here. I'll put it down in the Dropbox as well. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to say the majority of those who follow me here are, one, probably my friend, but two, probably know where to find me on Instagram if you'd like to know more information, or if you know you've seen that already. So this is what I propose to all of you. Like I said, I don't want this to be a long one. As you can also tell, I'm not doing holo vlogs this year. Don't have the mental space for it, but also I have a couple of Advents, and it's, what did I say, the 6th, and I haven't opened either one of them yet. Actually, that's not true. I actually bought one. Fancy Feast has one for cats. So the cats have been getting theirs. But honestly, I haven't, yeah, it's not something that I feel like would bring me joy right now. So they're sitting over there. I'll probably get around to opening them eventually, and just going through them and putting the stuff away and whatever. But, yeah, I think I'm at the age now where, the capitalist message that starts really before Halloween, the costumes, the decorations, the candy, and then just rolls right on into Thanksgiving and into Christmas, I think has finally made me a little bit, it's left a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. So this year, I'm in the fortunate position where all my siblings are grown. All of their children are grown. And we are all fortunate enough that we are all doing well. We're all healthy. We're all happy. We're all safe. We are all have the privilege of, one, living in this country, but two, being in places in our lives where we don't require or need anything. There wasn't always a time, for some of my siblings for sure, where that was not the case. And when the holidays rolled around, it was always a good time, for me especially, to find ways to make sure that they had the things that they needed, and wanted, quite frankly. But also, this is, there are 4 of us that have birthdays right around Christmas, and so it gets to be very spendy. I'm sure as kids, our parents were not thrilled, but they made do. But yeah, this, being the age that I am now, seeing the world in the state that it is now, I think things like the holidays have a very different meaning and very different effect on me. And it's not a bad thing. It's just a difficult and a different thing. And I am trying my best to acknowledge that if I recenter the spirit in which the holidays were designed, redirect that towards people who need the assistance, then that's what I'm going to do. So, saying all that to say, my first wish for you all is happiness, peace, health, security. Stay safe, stay warm. Take care of yourself. And I don't mean just, take your vitamins, drink plenty of water, but carve out time for yourself mentally. That's something I'm having a harder time with this year. Not that it's important to this whole conversation, but work. We've got a lot going on at work. That's another reason why I haven't been stitching much, and haven't had time to do this. Really, just at the end of every work day, what little time I've got left before I lay down to sleep, because sleep is definitely something I'm learning that I have to have. There's not many minutes left in the day, so those moments for me are spent trying to engage and be with the people that are important. So anyway, yes, take care of yourself. Get plenty of sleep. Eat good food, but also eat healthy food. My mental health, I'm learning too. In the last couple of weeks, realized that I was eating, a lot of holiday treats type stuff, but also just eating foods that were convenient, and those tend to also have an effect on my mental health. So be good to yourself where you can. For those of you who have lost this year, and loss is loss, whether it's a pet, whether it's a family member, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a partner, whether it's any loss of life is loss. Take care of yourself. Spend time with those that you share in that loss with, but also reach out to the ones maybe that have lost, that are grieving, and let them know you see them. Let them know that you know that they are there. If the holidays means exchanging of gifts, do it thoughtfully. This morning I am having, as I mentioned, not eating so well lately. I'm having a piece of pie that was part of a fundraising donation for the Visiting Nurses Association here in DFW. I am having my morning tea out of a mug by a queer designer that sells their artwork and sells cross-stitch patterns. I just started reading last night. I got a book from I say a yarn shop, but I think they also have a bookstore, but they are small. And I believe they are in the Northwest somewhere. But it's a book by a non-binary author. But shop small. Bought another book earlier in the year from a independent bookstore down in Houston by another queer author. So if you're going to give gifts this year, purchase from queer artists, small businesses, local bookstores. Support your local artists, support your local stores, your local community. If you don't give gifts, consider giving the gift of donation or time. I know giving money to someone like the VNA, the Visiting Nurses Association, is easy when you get a pie or 2 or 3 in return. But giving money isn't always an option. Donate your time. Our local food bank, North Texas Food Bank, every year needs hundreds of hours, thousands of hours of volunteer help. So putting aside time, once this month to go help volunteer at an animal shelter, volunteer at a food bank, volunteer at if you've got a hospital that has a rotating volunteer program, or a nursing home or something like that, if you knit or crochet, Warm Up America does their yearly collections every year, and I think like organizations like Knit the Rainbow do something similar. And usually what I do is, because hats are usually the easiest, hats and scarves, donate a few of those. You could also do them. I know there are NICU organizations, that collect or have very specific parameters, but collect for knitted objects for newborn babies. But also, if you're a stitcher, Threads of Diaspora is doing a thing right now where they're collecting Tetris squares. And I think just about everybody, we all kind of are friends, watch each other here on YouTube. I think just about everybody has either heard of them or is in the process of stitching theirs. But, there are other small designers who are have patterns for donations to the PCRF, which you would do anyway. Something similar. There are designers and artists who are doing the same thing. If you also do feel like gifting, Trans Santa, this is the second year I am participating or have participated in that. There are plenty of wonderful individuals that, especially in that community, that do not have the luxury of making their way through life on easier terms like some of us do. So spreading a little cheer their way is always nice. All that to say that what you do this year for the remainder of the year and into the first of next year, do it with intention, do it with love, do it with kindness, but also do it with conviction, do it with hope, do it with love, and do what you can for the people that are important to you. And do it because you care about the people and the organizations and the companies and the small businesses that they bring you joy, so you want to bring them a little bit of joy too. So with that, this will be my last one for the year. Yeah, probably. If I get a wild streak and just feel the need to come back on here before January, I will. You never know, right? But all of you, I hope you take care of yourselves, take care of each other, continue to support one another. That is one of the greatest gifts, I think, not only here on YouTube, but over on Instagram and Patreon and Threads. That's the one thing that I feel like I gain so much momentum from is knowing that we are all here together for each other, in support, in solidarity, in the good times and the bad times, and I know there's a lot of love out there for each other, and there are so many of us that it can not only be heartwarming and inspiring, but it can also be infectious. So, yeah, so that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. You all take care of each other. I will before I go. I don't normally do it, but I did get a new small, it's just the Major Arcana tarot set. It's a Lord of the Rings inspired. And I shuffled right before I came on here. And I think this is one of the few of the majors that I've pulled before, but this one always speaks to me. The Hermit, basically, take time for yourself. Spend your time on you and relish in the moments that you have to yourself and to your thoughts, and use that to recharge, refresh, and be prepared. Be prepared for what comes next. So, y'all take care of each other. I love you all. Stay safe, stay warm. However you spend them, happy holidays. And I will see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.